fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. I am live. I could have sworn it was 12:15, but it is 12:10. So, I am back with another live chat. And I want to ask you guys a question. Before I ask you guys that question, let me tend to you. Ho, ho, ho. The blow wasn't any, wasn't, what? The blow wasn't low. Sanity clause. Okay, hold on a second. Yeah. There we go. Even if it was a low blow. Okay? Luka Mora, Ivan Redcash, another Ukrainian, pulled the same stunt against Regis Prograis, dived to the floor and pretended he got hit by a low blow. Then they DQ'd Prograis once the appeal went through. Well, that's bullshit. But that didn't happen. Because they didn't disqualify anybody. They awarded Prograis with the TKO victory. If a contestant falls to the ring, floor or otherwise indicates an unwillingness to continue because of the claim of a low blow, he shall be declared the loser by technical knockout. Yeah, so it's not a real good idea to do that shit. And in fact, the same thing happened to Amir Khan, if you guys can remember. Amir Khan didn't want to continue. And it wasn't because of a low blow, though. We knew better than that. It was because he knew he couldn't beat Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford was beating him so bad, like technically. He was doing everything better than Amir Khan. Amir Khan had the speed, and that speed didn't matter for anything or to anybody that had timing, and Terrence Crawford had it. So since he had all of that, he didn't want to look, he was getting hit to the body, he was getting hit to the chest, he was getting hit to the face. He didn't have a chance. The above is directly taken from the global boxing rules and regulations. This is a combat sport, not politics. Well, that's what it's supposed to be, but it is a combat sport. Let me come back with this. A rematch is in order for sure. I wouldn't mind a rematch. I mean, why not? Why not have a rematch between Oleksandr Usyk and Daniel Dubois? What does it really do, though? You know? Get rid of the ref. Because, and I'm going to tell you why you get rid of the ref. You get rid of the ref to eradicate any type of possible aid. Okay? Outside aid from someone that doesn't need to be there. Now, conspiracy or not, I don't really care if it is. You know, obviously it's up to the ref, and you had the right type of ref that looks and views something that is a foul while many others say or believe that it's not. So we don't need that referee. But what it does do, it forces Oleksandr Usyk to take a shot, and we will see what he has. Okay? It makes him fight. It makes him deal with adversity. That's what it makes him do. You know, and the home cooking, the help, the backyard, and all that stuff, home backyard. I look at it like this. Those things exist. Bars. Those things exist in the sport of boxing. And did it exist that day? I'm not even really sure about the home team advantage because the ref wasn't from there. But I think the ref was consistent in what he did in the Joshua fight. Does it look good? Hell no, it doesn't look good. Because if it doesn't look good then, Why would it look good in other fights? That's just like having Jack Reese in the third Fury versus Wilder fight. You know, people would have lost their shit if Jack Reese would have been appointed the referee, because so many people made so many excuses about Deontay Wilder on why he lost, to the point where if you'd have saw Jack Reese, you'd have probably damn near seen a riot. In fact, I'll go far in that. I don't think you'll see Jack Reese again refereeing a Deontay Wilder fight. I just wonder what are the odds of you're having back-to-back guys. I always wondered why Kenny Bayless was Floyd Mayweather's referee all the time. I'm like, okay, the way it's supposed to work, they're supposed to pull a name out of the hat. What's the odds of those names being pulled out of the hat all the time and the same guy, the same ref? You know? Dubois knew he never had a chance, barring some freaky punch. Just so happened he got one, but it wasn't an illegal one. Frank is a prick. Fury is a coward. Dubois is a quitter. Usyk is a champion. The vanilla tech. That's the whole point, though. A freakish punch, like you said, it wasn't an illegal one. But it was an illegal punch. Well, that's how the ref viewed it. But here's the thing. That's how the ref viewed it. Other refs, and I think it's important to ask other refs. I think we're asking the wrong people. You know, first time I saw it when we were watching it live, oh man, it was a low blow. Until I saw it from the different angle, I was like, no, that wasn't low. It was on the belt line. And it damn sure wasn't worth how Usyk viewed it and how he took it. He just got hit with a shot that if it really hurt him, that means Daniel Dubois had a chance. That's why I'm glad he kept going to the body. But understand, Usyk didn't go down like that again. In fact, it was almost like Usyk got pissed off. It was like that pissed him off, and he was actually trying to finish off Dubois, as opposed to just boxing him in the ring like he was doing. So if Usyk was actually hurt, if he was hurt, that means we would have seen what he had if that referee would have counted. But it didn't really matter, okay? I'm going to explain it the best that I can, okay? The simplest if I can, okay? You know, Danny Dubois had a shot, and the shot was a punch. He had a puncher's chance. And he had more things against him than just his talent, okay? Daniel Dubois, he didn't have the speed, he didn't have the talent, he didn't have the experience. Okay? He didn't have a lot of things. He didn't have the chin. You know. That's what upset me about Dubois. And I was more furious about that because that was what made the fight stop. Everybody's talking about what could have made the fight stop. See, we don't know if Oleksandr Usyk would have got up or not because he never received a count to get up. And everybody's blaming him. And my question is, why? Why are we blaming Oleksandr Usyk for something a ref did? Why are we doing that? Oh, man, he's a cheater. Like, okay, he's a cheater. How did he cheat? By going with the ref? We've seen that before. We didn't call those other guys cheater. Yeah, you fake it. Faking and going and milking something don't mean you cheated. You know, I can understand people saying, you know what? He cheated if that fight would have been stopped and they would have gave it to Usyk. But I don't think that's how it works. Usyk quit in the 5th round, bro. Read the rules. It should have been stopped and ruled TKO to Danny. No, Luca Mora. If the referee deemed it a foul, he has 5 fucking minutes. That's the rules. And the referee deemed it as a foul. That's what I'm getting at. Why is people saying, oh, well, he quit? How the fuck did he quit? Had it been after 5 minutes, after it had been past 5 minutes, then if he couldn't continue after that, oh yeah, well, he quit. And that's not Kurt DeVille talking. That's the rules of boxing. Queensberry rules of boxing clearly states if a fighter gets fouled, he has up to 5 minutes to continue. That's the facts. I didn't make them. Vanilla, how can a punch he been training for be a freak? Well, that's true. Well, a freak punch. Well, they're calling it a freak punch. No, that's not. No, it was a legal punch, man. It's just what happened. The ref made the bad call. But the ref in a Joshua fight, Joshua hit him in that same area. He also deemed it a bad call. People say it's consistency. Okay, I agree with that. It's consistency. But how does that look? It looks very fucking suspicious. It looks bad. Because it seems like, oh, well, Usyk has what like a lot of people claim Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather had. He had Kenny Bayless. Okay, so when Floyd got hit, Kenny jumped in. Are you okay, Floyd? Like, what the bell's right. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? You know, and like a lot of things happened in favor of Floyd when it came to Kenny Bayless. So you guys didn't know the Kenny Floyd relationship or the alleged relationship that these guys had? Yeah. Joe Cortez, Hall of Fame referee, said that the punch was clean. That's what we need to hear from. Not fighters. You know, well, fighters are legitimate. They're in there fighting, but referees, because they are the ones that call the shots. Frank is going to fuck Usyk up for all his cheating and dishonesty. All his cheating. Okay, how is he cheating? How did he cheat? I don't get it. The punch is very controversial also because Daniel threw it at a specific angle. I don't mean the angle of the stance, which is what you assume when you say angle in boxing. I mean the angle of his fist. It don't matter what angle it came from. The punch landed on the solar plexus. Well, it landed on the belt. That's where it landed. You know, belt line is a legal shot. You know, the only thing is, it's like, okay, that must have been one hard punch that Daniel landed. It was a perfectly timed punch, though. But what does it do for other fighters? Well, see, the good news is, here's the good news with Usyk. He's not going to always have Luis Pabon in his corner to rule that how he feels fit as an illegal blow. So everybody wants to argue about it. They're not going to have that. They're not going to have that at all. They're not going to have that. They're not going to have him. Okay? Something between a hook and an uppercut. Bro, it was an uppercut. He threw an uppercut. Bow! Boom! You know what I mean? That's the type of punch that probably, you know, if he was practicing that shot too, big as he is, 233 pounds, right? Yeah. They knew exactly what they were doing. If it was a legal blow, why has Usyk repeatedly said he was hitting the balls? Gloves are off sweet science. Well, he might have felt it hit him in the balls. You know, that cup stretches that up. You know, it might have affected his balls, but he didn't get hit in the balls. He didn't get hit in the balls at all. You know what I mean? I don't know what that man's anatomy's like, but you know, balls supposed to hang. You know what I mean? I know mine does, so you know, I don't know about him, but I don't think it was up at his belt line. Usyk buys time and claims low blow all the time. I've been saying on this channel for ages. Yeah, he does that. Like a lot of fighters do that. Does that make him a fucking cheat? I mean, does that really make him a cheat? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Does that make him a cheat from, oh, well, he buys time. He just changed the starting time. Yeah. Eric Franklin, welcome to Counterpunch Silver in the building. Go on over there and check out all the cool stuff we have for extra content for Counterpunch Boxing News members. He got hit in the bladder. Yeah, he got hit in the bladder. I mean, it didn't mean that's you don't like True Jordy said, you don't have to get hit in the balls for it to hurt. It was a racist issue. That's what triggered AJ as well. What? What was a racist issue? I'm sorry I missed that. Maybe Usyk has a giant lawn man. Again, I don't know what the man got. I just know he was hit on the belt line and he went down. You know, yes, he milked that shit. He milked it like a lot of fighters are. They tell you to do that. They tell you to do that. Cheat? No. But Usyk is definitely a good actor. There you go, Black Cloud. I believe that shit too. I believe that shit too. So I think if anything at all, Usyk milked it. But making him calling him a cheat, I think. See, for people that say, "Oh, Usyk's a cheat," I think now you're looking for something else that's not there, and then you got to ask yourself, why are you honestly asking yourself? I'm asking for everyone that thinks Usyk is a cheat. How? Give me, of course, Game of Thrones, man. That was my shit. Give me an example on how he cheated and how he was a cheater. Did the ref take points off of Daniel? No, he didn't take points off of Daniel, did he? Yeah, that makes him a cheater, of course. How? Power. Power is power, Deontay Lannister. He cheated to win? How? By going down from a shot that the referee deemed as a foul? That's not a Usyk issue. That's a Pabon, a Louis Pabon issue. It landed on the groin. It'll be some LOL. I don't know what TMRW means. I don't know. Oh, tomorrow, I guess that'll be what it is. It'll be something else. Only boxing casuals think it wasn't a low blow. Boxing casuals? Well, I guess Joe Ortiz is a casual. People need to move on. In cases of controversy, the referee has a discretion to favor the reigning unified champion. Dubois needs to work on his determination and toughness. He is still young. Yeah, he's a kid, man. He's a kid. Daniel Dubois, to be honest though, he really disappointed me. He disappointed me. Did Usyk disappoint me? Well, I think he overreacted. Does that make him a cheat to me? No, it don't make me a cheat. It does make me question how tough is he to the body? It makes me think, oh shit, he might be something like a Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman to this day still only has one loss. But we've known from the Luis Collazo fight that Keith Thurman was soft in the stomach. He had a glass stomach, they say, right? They call it. And the help that he had, Louis Pabon, that's what we need to focus on because like Luca Mora said, Joe Cortez, okay, he's a guy, a referee, hundreds of fights, said it was legal. So we can't go to casuals and say, oh man, just casuals thinks it was illegal. No, that's bullshit. You know what I mean? That's bullshit too, because see, now you're dealing and you're insulting somebody else's expertise and intelligence. You know, so not a cheat, just gamesmanship. Yeah, he went with it. Now, if Usyk would have stayed down and said he couldn't continue, we would have had to question his heart just as much as we had to question Daniel's heart from going down from a damn chin or going down from a flurry of punches that clearly didn't hit him clear or flush. He just went down. He just ducked down and like did a squat. Okay, so yeah, if he didn't want to get up, you would have to question that. But see, understand, if that would have happened and Usyk didn't continue, that would have been some funny shit because it was like, okay, you're telling us you took 5 minutes and fuck most of it, you were on your ass. You didn't try to walk it off to see how you responded. I would have called bullshit. Then this would have been a totally different issue. It would have been a totally different issue had Oleksandr Usyk decided, I can't. You know what I mean? Dude, you can do something. What do you need, a fucking gurney? You need a stretcher? What do you need? Because you're telling us you can't continue. So if you're saying you can't continue due to the fact you got hit now people see, dude, that was on the belt line. And then you're claiming that you can't continue? Oh yeah, that's real bullshit then. Because what he's trying to do, he's trying to see the result of him not wanting to continue to see if he's going to prevail with the decision based on politics. Now, that's a totally different issue. No, he got up. He took 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Okay, damn near 4. 15 seconds from 4 minutes. But he got up. And not only did he get up with a vengeance, he got up to whoop Daniel Dubois' ass, and that's what he did. So if anybody can contest that, please let me hear it. I got to hear this shit. Yo, Kurt, somebody totaled my E46 convertible. That's shitty, Tank. Damn. I have 2 BMWs, man. I have 2 BMWs, and I love both of them. And they're classics. And I always have dreams of getting in wrecks. So I don't know. A lot of people call dreams visions. Sometimes they are. Sometimes, you might have just ate something shitty before you went to bed and made you dream something dumb. But damn, I hate that, Tang. 25 is not a kid. Man, Mr. Isaac, that reminds me of a friend of mine who was at a bar one time. And a guy said something to him and pissed him off. So he found him outside the bar. He asked him, how old are you? The dude, I think he said 24. And he said, you're 24 years old. He said, that makes you a grown goddamn man. That's what that reminded me of. He was going to beat that dude up. Triple D should have jumped on Usyk after the reset, but he quit. Black Cloud, I'm with you. You know what I mean? And see, here's the thing. People say, oh, Daniel Dubois was exhausted. Bro, he had just as much time as Usyk. The only difference was he was standing up or he was in the neutral corner, pacing. You know what I mean? If he wasn't breathing and taking that time to breathe, he's an idiot. You know what I mean? He was taking that amount of time that Usyk took. Just Usyk was sitting on his ass holding his balls. You know what I mean? Looked like he just got shot in the cock. Daniel was a born quitter. Kurt, look at the hearing on boxing rules and regulations. Usyk would have lost. How would he have lost if he didn't take a whole 5 minutes? And at that 5 minutes, you're not making sense. You're not making sense. Come back with something better. Champions don't take knees. Usyk got knocked out by a born quitter. It's undeniable. Home Brews NZ. 25 is a baby. Dude, when I was 25, I was told I was a baby by because I used to date chicks that were like 30 at that time when I was 25. And every time I would meet him, like, how old are you? I'm like 25. You're a baby. Oh, God, you're a baby. I just hate that shit. And Usyk had got up, then he'd still have won. He'd have clinched or cycled around until the bell rang, then come back firing, and then next. Jake O'Flynn, listen, we don't know what he would have done. Okay? But he did say, regardless, he did say, I would have got up and I would have found a way. Okay? See, if it would have been another referee, we would have saw it. We would have seen him have to prove what he would have done because that punch, deemed by many, was legal. It's just the referee they had at the time that got paid to fucking be there ruled it a illegal blow. And obviously, at this point, the referee, I just don't like him in back-to-back Usyk fights. I think that's shitty. Don't have him in another Usyk fight for the next 5 fucking years or ever. Simply because, people look at things in boxing as too coincidental. And people know that this is the sport that I love, that I hate so much. It is. And it's that way for a reason. Because the mob pretty much ran boxing. The mob turned into lawyers, the lawyers turned into promoters, and the promoters are who they are now. And they dictate what certain things go, where the money flows, okay, who makes this, who makes that. They'll try to dictate how the fights go because it's a lot of people betting on these fights. If these fights were just fight purses between fighter, promoter, and networks, I don't think we would have half the corruption, okay? The reason we have so much corruption in boxing is the fact that you have this guy that's a superstar. Well, you have this other guy that maybe is very good, but he's not a superstar. Then you got this other guy over here that they want this superstar to fight. And then this guy's in the way. That guy, that bridger guy, that's what I call him. Okay? Because he's that bridge to that guy over there that they need to fight to come together. And he's on HBO. This guy's on Showtime. And this guy's a maverick. Meaning he's not with a network. He doesn't have a network deal, but he's very good. He somehow got this fight from beating every ass that he possibly could. Bars, right? So what's going to happen with this fight here? You got this guy, that network guy, that golden goose, that golden boy, that cash cow, okay, that seat filler. And he's going to fight that very good guy. That very good guy, you're going to have what you're going to have against this guy. You're going to have possible referees, corruptible referee. You're going to have corruptible judges. You're going to have hometown advantage. So it's going to be where they're at, how does that help? Well, it helps like this. Let's say if it was Canelo Alvarez, well, better yet, let's say Oscar De La Hoya. I don't want anybody fighting this, to this day. So let's say it's Oscar De La Hoya. We all know Oscar De La Hoya. If you don't know, he's from California. He's from East Los Angeles, California. Let's say it's at the Staples Center. Okay, that's California. So he's going to have home team advantage. Let's say this guy that's very good, that's just as good as Oscar, but no network, no money, no backing, no big promoter or promotional company. Okay, he's from Miami. So he's going to be way far away from home. Okay, he fights over in California. They fight over in California. And then the referee is calling bullshit shots. Oh, boom. Oh, hey, that was foul. It's like, okay, well, no, that wasn't a foul. That was a legal blow. What do you mean? I've been practicing that shit, right? And the refs and then the crowd, okay, home team, explain that. How does that help him? Well, anything that Oscar De La Hoya does, left hook, right hand, left hook, he shit the right hand, left hooks miss because he weaves and he gets, and the fucking right grazes the guy's glove and he blocks that and he slips the other left hook. De La Hoya used to throw those flurries, right? So he misses one of them, and then like that right hand touches that glove. The crowd goes ape shit because something happened. Okay, well, that may influence the judges. The judges like, damn, wow, you know what I mean? Because of the crowd, the energy that the people bring because they are supporting their hometown boy. Okay, so that's advantages. Okay, because even if a judge, even if it's a judge that deems that and looks at that, he can be still influenced by the crowd. They're looking at that crowd, they're hearing that crowd. So everything that fighter does, it changes the perception of what's going on. And by hold, don't let Oscar De La Hoya hit that really good fighter. Okay. So it's a lot of things in place. Or they could be balked. You know, it don't matter how much, and what that guy does. The only way a lot of these times these fighters win is by knockout. Like before Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, I said Terrence Crawford got to knock out Errol Spence to win because everything's against him. Everything's against him. He has to beat Errol Spence to win. I mean, stop him. That's exactly what he did. I mean, sure, those knockdowns helped, but you know, truth is stranger than fiction. You know, Triple G has no chin at all. Yeah, something's wrong with that guy. I don't know. Question, Kurt. If Fury landed the punch on Usyk, do you think it would have still be called a low blow? That's a good question, Black Cloud. I think it's kind of hard to say because now what we're doing, we're putting Tyson Fury in place of Daniel Dubois. I don't know, man. I really don't know, Black Cloud, because again, I'm just explaining. See, at that point, Oscar De La Hoya, the example I'm giving you, versus the really good fighter that has no backing. He's just really good, and he's fought his way legitimately to be where he is to fight Oscar De La Hoya. You know what I mean? The HBO guy. Then you got the Showtime guy over there. You know, they're fighting the Bridger guy, and the Bridger guy's the Resistance. He's the Scance Rants. He's the Luca Mora, right? He's the Black Clouds, okay? This is that guy, okay? So he's fighting this guy, and they fight to the 12th round. Well, you know, this guy's pretty much going to win based on what happened. He might have got a knockdown. Didn't really matter. You know what I mean? They'll say, oh, well, his punches were better. And then the judges will do some stupid shit. But anyway, you're saying that this is Dubois, okay? Let's take him out and let's get that Showtime guy. Boom, right? In this case, the ESPN guy. That's Tyson Fury in this point. Now you're saying this is Usyk, this is Tyson Fury now. Now they're fighting. Now the politics change. They change because we really don't know who will be there. You know, and then this is what I question. The question you ask yourself, Black Cloud, would it be Louis Pabon there or somebody else? See, I'm convinced that a lot of these referees are meant to be in certain areas or in certain places for certain reasons. So if certain things take place, therefore, okay, this will go down. You know what I mean? Because I'm convinced now. You can't blame the fighter for that, though. You know, so Usyk, bow, he got caught, and he was like, "Oh, whoa, low." You know, because the ref either grabbed his junk, and then understand this too. Before we start shitting on Usyk that much, that bad, it was the referee that said, "Take your time." If you're gonna tell it, tell it all. This shit's this is too thick. Usyk milked it, definitely. Absolutely. But he had help. Kurt, the only way that we can clarify this is if we look at it, the written rules by the authorities of boxing. I can guarantee you Usyk lost based off the rules. Okay, you keep saying that shit. But what you're not understanding is I know the rules when it comes to fouls. Now, we can argue all the way, was it a foul or not? Okay, so let's stop that shit. Okay? Because it was on the belt line. Okay, and what happens when they rule it a foul? It was ruled a foul, right? Okay, bear shit, it was ruled a foul. Since it was ruled a foul, they gave him 5 fucking minutes, and he took it. Even though I never seen anybody that took that. It's the same as Deontay claiming metal gloves with Tyson Fury. No, that's not the same at all. Because, see, that's after the fact. This is bullshit. See, Deontay didn't say anything after that. That's what was weird to me. See, if Deontay would have been talking that shit after he got beat by Tyson Fury, late February before COVID in 2020, if he'd have been saying, no, man, something wrong with that. So, you know what I mean? He had something with his gloves, shit like that. We heard the uniform costume excuse before we heard about anything concerning gloves. That was just people reaching for shit. You know, that's all that was. And people still believe that. Y'all believe that shit like Jim Jones. That's kind of scary. I mean, because that's people that will believe that type, man, it was his gloves, man. And people don't understand, how did the gloves become like relevant? You know how they became relevant? They were looking at the first fight. Not the fight he got beat all the hell up. The first fight. The first fight, after the 12th round, Deontay Wilder said that Tyson Fury couldn't punch. So you're telling a guy that Tyson Fury cheated and he had something in his gloves, but he couldn't punch due to that fighter. And you're trying to convince that fighter that already admitted that he couldn't punch, that he had something in his gloves. And that's supposed to matter in the second fight. The first fight, he had something in his gloves, but he couldn't punch. Okay. Well, the second fight, he beat you up. And then you're looking at the first fight as evidence. It makes no sense. Why are you looking at the first fight as evidence if you think he cheated in the second fight? But you say now he cheated in the first. Well, that's bullshit, because Deontay said he was a pillow puncher. So how did he cheat, and how would that benefit him? The same thing I asked Tay Jones. How would that benefit Tyson Fury to cheat in the first fight if his punches didn't land the way they're supposed to land to make an impact on Wilder? All that's going to do, you're slapping that glove in his face and flicking that jab. All it's really going to do is piss Wilder off, which it ultimately did, and he knocked out. He did knock him out. He knocked out Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury just kind of came to. Again, he just came to. He was knocked out. Tyson said this. It ain't Kurt saying it. Tyson said, I was knocked out for a few seconds. I was knocked out. When I went down, I was knocked out. They could have ruled it a knockout. He just didn't. Not they. Jack Reese didn't. He counted him out. And I guess somehow his eyes were open and he heard that count. And he got his ass up. That's what happened. This is documented, okay? This ain't what I heard or what I believe or what I want or what I desire and all that shit. This is what happened, because this is based on what Tyson Fury said. Deontay Wilder knocked out Tyson Fury. He knocked him out. He knocked him out. He just got up. Just because some referees allow it doesn't mean that those type of shots are legal. By the rules, it's still a low blow. Some house fighters get turned a blind eye by a ref. Dubois would have been demoralized, as he knew he got him in round 5. Usyk was never making the count, wasn't even looking at the ref. So it's like having 2 fights in one night. Oh, you saying he had to fight the referee too? Well, if he had to fight the referee too, he had to worry about one of them, and he didn't win with one. Dubois would have been. True champions always find a way to win, by hook or by crook. Leave the white man alone. The white man alone. Okay, what is that? See, that's what I'm talking about. The race thing, I don't think this has anything to do with race. Politics, in politics is a form of, racism is a form of politics, but Daniel Dubois, you know what that's, let's touch on that just a second. Let's use that the way we're supposed to use that, okay? Let's hit that like button. Usyk shorts way above his navel. No, they wouldn't way above his navel. That's bullshit. They wouldn't way above his navel. Kurt, 20 years ago, boxing was so still corrupt, but we had a better quality of boxers with heart. Well, that's true, Alex. That is absolutely true. People accepted Ward versus Kovalev 2 as a body shot KO'd, and that was lower. Different ref. It was Tony Weeks. See, had it been Tony Weeks, Usyk would have to show Tony Weeks something because Tony Weeks was the third man in the ring. And what matters is the third person in the ring. And I think what we need to understand is who's ever in the ring is going to dictate what happens in the fight. What have I been telling you guys for the longest time? Referees can determine what happens or how that fight goes. So when we're talking about fighters, hey, are they in good condition? Are they injured? Who's better? Who's faster? Who's quicker? Who punches harder? We have to also consider who the hell is refereeing the fight. Can we do that from now on? Because, see, this fight teaches us a lesson, okay? This teaches us a lesson that, hey, we have to consider the third man in the ring. Right? The third man in the ring. We have to consider that. Because if we don't, we're going to end up in a situation where, oh, that's bullshit, corruption. Well, you have to understand that particular ref doesn't like these certain things. In Luis Pabon's case, Luis Pabon doesn't like shots on the belt line. He calls it illegal. And whoever gets hit in that shot when he's the referee. And see, here's the thing. All you doubters that believe that was a legal shot, I'm with them. I'm going to be watching Luis Pabon now like a hawk. Why? Because he was consistent. Joshua hit him on the belt line. He deemed it a low blow, and Joshua like, that's not a low blow, right? Daniel Dubois hit him. You seen what he did as a result of getting hit on the belt, right? He deemed that as an illegal shot. So, based on his consistency from fight to fight, Luis Pabon, he has to be and stay with that same energy. I don't want to see him in there with two Puerto Rican fighters and a Puerto Rican fighter hits him. Nice, está bien. Sí, sigue, pelea. Compra. You know, you're like, well, wait a minute. MP afternoon to you. Kurt, what am I saying is that the rules state that even if it was a low blow, if a person falls on the floor, he must be counted up to 10 seconds. No, that's not fucking true. If it's deemed a foul, you got that amount of time. You have 5 minutes if it's a foul. Stop. Fucking stop. See, that's where you're fucking up. No, he was on the floor, so they had to count. No, he wouldn't count if it was a foul. Okay? That's just stupid. He deems the foul time. Okay, hey, foul, low blow. 1, 2, no, it's five, still a foul though. 3, 4, you're on the floor. 5. No, dude, no, you're not making sense. You're not making sense, bro. Albuga at Chick, the ref was in a pressure cooker environment. I think the venue, crowd, and circumstances had an effect on him. I don't know. So can we say the same thing about Saudi Arabia? Because he did the same shit. The only difference is Usyk didn't milk that shit like that. He didn't turn into Rutger Hauer. Rutger Hauer? Yeah, that's his name. Tyson, Jake Paul, Fury. Usyk was much more aggressive against Bellew. Yeah, he was. But see, Bellew was hitting Usyk and pissing him off because Bellew was way more skilled. See, the only thing is, Bellew ran out of gas because Bellew shot his wad. Pot shot, bap! And then, doing a lot of antics. And doing those antics, it requires energy. And that energy he needed to continue. And then Usyk started to adjust. But understand, what you don't understand, man, bars, is that Oleksandr Usyk, from rounds 1 to 4, okay, from rounds 1 to 4 was he wasn't in there to knock out Tony Bellew. He was in there to infiltrate. He was in there to learn Bellew. But Bellew was attacking Usyk. Usyk wasn't really attacking him. He was just moving in and seeing what Tony Bellew was going to do. He said it afterwards. He was there. No, our game plan was the first 4 rounds to see what Tony Bellew has. That's what our objective was. That's how he put it, because he was talking in Ukrainian. Okay. Question: would that punch have been a low blow if it wasn't in Poland? Well, I think it's up to the ref, not really in Poland. Because, I mean, how many fights do we really have in Poland, right? Skrilla 50 in the building. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Dubois has the time to adjust what he do. He quit. He has 6 rounds to stop Usyk. Well, yeah, Dubois upset me, man. He quit. You know, and the only way he's going to have to, the only way he can redeem himself is if he shows he has heart. And all it really takes is him to be in one dynamite fight, one of those Timothy Bradley / Ruslan Pravandakov like fights. You know what I'm saying? That shows that like he's hurt and he still keeps continuing. Not that bullshit he did. There was no fucking way, based on the punches that Oleksandr Usyk was punching him with, he should have done what he did. Now, this is what I can say. Oleksandr Usyk must have been faking and shaking. Right? He might have been doing that, which I think he was, because he was milking it to the bone, right? He was playing it to the bone. But we definitely knew Daniel Dubois wasn't playing it to the bone. That dude was legitimately hurt, shocked, shook, pressured, scared, whatever the hell he was. This dude went down. That's a mental thing. So I'm like, damn, dude, all Usyk had to do was put some punches together, and then Dubois would have been down like that. You know what I mean? And it makes you question, like, okay, well, how hard can Usyk punch? Because obviously he punched hard enough to keep Joshua back, but Joshua didn't jump on the ground. He jumped on the ground, bro. He did a fucking hop. He hopped on the ground like a dude, like he was scared. Like, bah! Oh, God, hell no, hell no. Like he was jumping on the ground praying to Jesus. Like, dude, we know that wasn't an act. Shit, you would probably be better off saying that Dubois took a dive. You know what I mean? If you were looking for stuff to go after Usyk with, or to just go after the winner or the system, or, you know, the A-side guy, if you were looking for some shit, that's what you would go for. Man, no, man. Dan Dubois, I know he tougher than that, man. I know he tougher than that, man. He paid that man. You know? Kurt, you a funny guy, dude, bro. You belong on TV. Well, sometimes I am. Get him, Kurt. Man, I'm trying. I'm trying to get him the right way. Everybody was Ukrainian in Polish, and the ref was against Dubois. So why wouldn't we be mad at Usyk for faking? Well, I mean, so that means you're just mad at the situation. AAA, you're not mad at Usyk. But understand this. Yeah, that hometown shit. Yeah, that home cooking. Yeah, that exists in boxing. I mean, that's the sport that goes on the rules and the credo. Everyone knows my credo. This is the sport that I love, that I hate so much. Because there is nothing you can do about that. There's nothing you can do about favoritism and home cooking unless you knock them out. And Danny Dubois should have been trying to do that, especially when he got that trigger from hitting that belt line. And he knew, I hit that belt line. And you know what I mean? Oh, they gave this fucker 5 minutes. You know what Danny Dubois' mindset should have been after that? I'm going to knock him out to the body. I'm going to knock this dude out. I'm going to hit this motherfucker again. Matter of fact, he's going to be so worried about my body shots that I'm going to come and use that uppercut and crash his fucking chin. Bars. That's what I'm going to do to him. You know what I mean? That now I know this dude, he's not a machine. You know, a lot of people, man, I used to have a friend of mine John 5, man, he's shit, man. Them motherfuckers really Ukraine. No, man, them motherfuckers really some machines. He probably some cyborgs on the cool. They can do shit, man. You're supposed to do shit, man. You know? I'm like, no, man, for real, man. Lomachenko do shit, man. You don't supposed to be doing, man. Do that shit. Do it, drink, throw all them punches and shit, man. Man. You know, like seriously. You know, acoustic gymnastics, not a low blow. Cheat! Luca, I did, but Kurt is refusing to accept. You did what, bro? You did what? What'd you do? What'd you do? Don, why is Fury refused the Saudi deal, but is now fighting Ngannou in Saudi? Yeah, that is retarded, isn't it? Kurt, Jared Anderson call out Frank Sanchez. Yeah, he's done that a couple years ago. You know, Frank's number 4 on the IBF. And then you have to understand, Jared Anderson is doing that simply because Jared Anderson is one, he's broke. He's looking for a good payday. I don't think he's in for the long haul. I think Jared Anderson is going to be one of those fighters that's highly hella talented that crashes and burns. He's trying to make the most money as he can, as fast as he can. So he's trying to make fast money. Boxing, unfortunately, isn't that type of deal, but he is being pushed pretty much, promoted well on ESPN. So he might have a shot. The only problem is Frank Sanchez is not an ESPN fighter. He's a PBC fighter. So unless those guys get big enough to really come together, that fight won't make sense because nobody is going to want to risk Frank Sanchez fighting a talent like Anderson, and Anderson's on ESPN. They're not going to want to deal with each other because there's not enough money on the table that they can offer. Because either one has to outbid each other. The only way that happens legitimately, which is kind of impossible, because Jared Anderson would have to fight his way up through the WBC ranks, and he has to kick a lot of asses to get to that point, you know. But then, you know, we don't have anything for the WBC. We don't have any structure. We don't have any honesty. We don't have any integrity. So he can't go that route. That's almost like going up an elevator cluttered full of shit. You can't go any farther. You know, because somebody up there doesn't want you to go there, and that somebody name is Mauricio Suleiman. So Jared Anderson won't get his opportunity to fight Frank Sanchez like that, so he can't go to any possible purse bid, okay? So it is what it is. I think that that would be a good fight, but I don't see that fight happening anytime soon unless one of these guys become fucking champion. And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about heavyweight championship fights, politics in boxing, and deeming Usyk a cheat. People saying that Usyk's a cheat, but I think the same people that are deeming Usyk a cheat didn't really like Usyk anyway, to be fair. You know what I mean? James Bash coming in with that cash. Peace, Kurt. We still need that live on AJ's Doping Buddies. Why are people that Dubois was non-existent most of the fight outside of round 5? He quit. Well, James Bash, people are not really worried about realism. They're not worried about reality. They're worried about speculation, and they're worried about controversy. That's what happens with people. Some people don't live in the real world. The real world, here's the truth. The referee called it. The referee has done the same shit. The referee may need to go back to fucking referee class, okay? But it doesn't matter because as long as he's refereeing and he's in charge, that's how the shit's going to be. There's nothing else we can really say about that. The only way we change that is we take him out. We snatch him out like a weed. That's how you change that shit. And until that happens, you will have the same man, hopefully, claiming the same thing, because if you got to do it for AJ and Usyk, and you got to do it for Daniel and Usyk, you better do it for somebody else. And it better not be for Usyk. Because the third time's a charm, baby. Like, oh, hell to the no. Hell to the no. Effie Ajagba looks like his skills and speed are gone. Well, I mean, he didn't really have speed and skills anyway. J. Roos. Theory. Yeah, I was listening to one of your videos. You were live the other day, and I could like I started doing some other shit, so I get real busy and stuff, man. But I was looking at your live. Usyk did not cheat, but Daniel 100% quit. I loved you, suck not anymore. I loved you, suck not anymore. What? Okay, I don't know what that means. Maybe Usyk. But Don Sugar Hill, don't believe you. Kurt, who won? Who will win, Anderson or Fabio Wardley? I don't know because both of those guys are very athletic. Going into John Fury mode here, some guys. Lyson Fury is pathetic. Red or Dead Fury had a 5-week camp for Dale, and Sugar didn't even turn up for start. People are going to hate on fighters they hate. That's true, Carl. Moonshine underscore Blade. Salute, Kurt. Question for you. What do you think was Usyk hurt to the body, or was he really affected downstairs? So it had been some outcome, the punching being a little higher. Well, no, I don't think it had to be higher. I think the question is, it's both. Yeah. I mean, was he really was he hurt to the body? He was affected downstairs. Yeah, he both. Look, he doesn't like body shots. We all know that shit. When I say Keith Thurman, well, what I mean is, because I think Keith is worse. I think Keith Thurman's body is like Dillian White's chin to uppercuts. But I think Usyk has that spot that he's vulnerable. Go to his body, all that other tricky shit. He's a tough guy, mentally strong and all that. Good, good counter punching and stuff like that, and good combinations. But hit him to the body. That's where you got to go. The Repa. This episode highlights how few know the rules. Counterpunch to you, Dr. Repa. I hate Lyson Fury. Where is that charity money? I'll tell you where the charity money is. It's up your ass. Keith Thurman goes on his back and starts running. He doesn't dive to the floor holding his balls like Usyk when he gets a body shot. Counterpunch to you. You know what, though? You got a point there, Luca Mora, because he never, look, Keith Thurman never went down. He almost went down in that Pacquiao fight. He almost went down in that Luis Colazo fight. He almost went down in that Mario Barrios fight. He almost, but he didn't. Good counterpunch. I like that. Good counterpunch, because see, I didn't really think of that until now. We just know he'll spit his mouthpiece out and he'll walk around because he needs to breathe. You got to walk that shit off people. Okay? Kurt, it was a quote. Hearings before Committee on Education and Labor, House of Representatives, 99th Congress, first section, HR, create an American Boxing Corporation hearings. Okay. Talk to me. Kurt, should roid users be banned for life? I think after the second time. Roid users means steroids. Okay. I think certain steroids should be. I think certain shouldn't be, because you have to remember something. A lot of these supplements or pills or drugs, they weren't illegal until they were. Okay? They weren't until they were. So that means that these fighters been taking this shit, whatever it was, and then they either deemed it a performance enhancing drug or they deemed it a banned substance. Well, those things had been taken. So those fighters been had that edge, and they, obviously they liked the results, and they had to keep taking the shit because it gave them the results that they needed to make them feel, prepared or ready. Okay, so I don't look at it like that, because I don't really think the drugs are that big of an issue. I think there should be a regulation on how much the shit is. I think that should take into consideration. I think, let's say Jarrell Miller and Dillian White, let's say they both got popped. If it was me and I was ahead of the committee, I would say, well, how much was in their system? Now, there's always a possibility of them cycling off, but then based on the last time they were tested, okay, versus then, you'd have to make that analysis because it has to show a pattern of what these guys were doing based on how much they could have been taken to have this much in their system at a particular time. So if they took them, let's say they got tested a month ago, okay, and then they both got tested a month ago, and then they both ended up dirty a week ago, and then Jarrell Miller has 0.15% of this shit in their system, and Dillian White had 0.9. Well, that tells you between a month's time, they were taking a certain amount of drugs, and based on that certain amount, I think they should deem either the bigger fines or more time out of the sport. That's the only way you do that, and it makes sense, because I don't really even think, because you can't just say, oh, I don't care, everybody's using, because then you'll have a bunch of freaks running around killing each other with fucking eyes about to pop out of their head simply, and nipples are all fat and acne all over their chest because they've taken so many damn drugs like a lab that it's not even real. They just look, they're all roided up, and they're just monsters at that point. So no, I think a lot of that has to come into consideration. So to just throw somebody under the bus, you're a cheat and all this, well, I think it's too many people that are using snack, multivitamins, and all this other stuff that they are really not aware of what's in it. You know what I mean? These dudes don't have fucking chemists that breaks that stuff. They don't have that. They ain't paying for that shit. They're just taking something that somebody, the strength and conditioning coach, told them about. Therefore, they're taking it. Man, get you this, man. This is going to get your testosterone up there, and it's going to get these levels going and flowing, man. It's going to give you a little kick. So, you know what I mean? So we can start this workout and start this program, and, and get your strength and conditioning up to where we need to be so we can go 12 full rounds so we can put this guy down. That's what we're going to do, man. Here, have the special shake. Right? You're drinking this shit. You're trusting, and you're putting your trust into somebody that you're paying for with your own money, that you're trusting to know that he's not putting something in that shit that's illegal. And then what ends up happening, their chest, when they take that drug and that urine, that shit comes back dirty, then guess what? It's up to the fighter. That's what happens. Cade coming in with that half a duh. Low blow or not, Dubois shouldn't have quit. If anything, Dubois should have made sure there wasn't any way ref, judges, or anybody could let Usyk win. Bro, you're absolutely right. Appreciate the love. And let me tell you something. I think and I feel that Dubois talked like he was fucking Tupac, me against the world, when the fight was over. But dude, you fucking quit. You quit. Now, if Dubois was talking that big shit, that Tupac shit, that me against the world shit, after the fight, after he fought his heart out, and he probably hurt Usyk a couple more times, then yeah, dude, I know I stopped this dude in the 5th round, but I fought like a champion because I knew everybody was against me. I know I'm in Poland. I know a lot of Ukrainians are here, but I gave it my all. Big up England, big up England. You know what I mean? And I will knock this guy out. He was knocked out anyway, and I want a rematch because I'm the WBA regular champion. He can't say that shit because he quit. Yo, Kurt, you missed my super chat. No, I didn't. I just called it, bro. Tupac's still alive. Okay, online. Dubois did better than AJ. Problem is they're both average, nothing special. I don't think so. I don't think he did better than AJ. I think what would have, more than likely what would have happened, he would have just beat Dubois up. Dubois would have swole up, and Dubois probably would have still quit. He was looking around and waiting for 9 seconds, and he knew 8 seconds on your feet. Yeah, that's stupid. You better get up. Hey, somebody should have said that shit to Zab Judah when Costa Zoo hit him. because Zab got up too fast and his legs wasn't under him. So I get that. If Usyk lands that same shot, would it be called a low blow? I don't think so. The Joker. Well, in that case, that would have been wrong. But it was wrong anyway because the ref got it wrong. The ref got it wrong, people. But they leave it solely up to him because that's what they hire him to do. Okay? Joshua would also make Dubois quit. No, Joshua would knock Dubois out. That's all that is. He would have probably hit him with a left hook. The left hook would have caught Dubois, and Dubois would have went out. Because Dubois can't take shots to his temple. Because I remember when Kevin Ladena hit him. That's what hurt him. He got caught right here. He can't take temple shots. That's his thing. A lot of fighters are like that, though. You know, a lot of fighters, they can't take temple shots. They can take chin shots, but they're soft around their head. Kurt Chappelle. Kurt Chappelle. Big up for Usyk, a true champion. Buster B. Don't know what's worse, ref's decision or Dubois not being able to knock Usyk out after the heavily hurt him. Johnny, both. Let's just deem it both. Because Daniel Dubois should have jumped on him. Should have gave him the business. Fuck his pot shots and skipping around. No, I would have came for him and tried to take his head off. I would have Derek Chisored him. Why do you think Derek Chisora was so mad at Daniel Dubois? Yeah, he said all that black and white shit, a black man in a white country shit, but he also said this motherfucker quit. Bars. He also said that too. He also said they both, him and AJ, Daniel Dubois and AJ, fought like some pussies. Because he knew, you go in there and you rough him up. Fuck all the cutesy dancing shit he does. Go in there and fight him. Grab this motherfucker and whack him. Cut the ring off. Go to the body. Fake upstairs. Punches and bunches. Keep on him. Stay on him. That's what Dubois tried to do. And what did he try to do? He tried to box. Because he was lighter. I mean, dude, you're not going to outbox Usyk, you idiot. You're not going to fucking outbox Usyk. That's not going to work here. That's not going to fly. That's the wrong game plan. He's supposed to win in there. That's why Derek was mad. Because Derek's like, dude, this dude's supposed, that fight should have been him in his chest. Move. Bop, bop. Every time. Get in there, slip those big shots, and rip down to the body. Come upstairs when you need, when it's a safe way to rip one upstairs. But work his body to the point, dude, this dude is trying to kill my body. I'm hating this shit. I'm looking at the ref. Don't look at the ref, motherfucker. Look at me. I'm coming at you. I'm trying to get you out of there. I'm roughing you up. Okay, I'm cutting you off. I'm tripping that fucking leg when you're trying to get and escape. No, you're not going left because I'm putting my leg there and I'm going to whack you when you try to go back right. That's what he should have been doing. That's why Derek Chisora was pissed off, because he knew how to fight Usyk. And he knew, like, look, he can't do this shit now because Derek Chisora is Derek Chisora. He's been through wars after wars after wars after wars, but he knows how to fight. He knows how to roughhouse. He knows how to brawl. And that's what Daniel Dubois should have done, and he didn't do it. He was there just acting like he was just this, you know what I mean? He fought in some points, but I mean, dude, no. Listen, Usyk's not unbeatable, bro. Tyson Fury's not unbeatable. You know, these guys are not unbeatable. James Bash blessing me again with that cash. LOL, Devin Haney would KO Dubois. No chance at all. Bling. Man, that's bad. And we know Devin Haney's not that dude. Devin Haney's not like a guy that, no. Devin Haney would be a bad motherfucker if he could. Usyk used strategy to win by any means necessary, bottom line. Yeah. I mean, you use what you're given. That's what he did. You know what I mean? And then people call him a cheater. No, you're just hating on the fact that he's smarter. He's more experienced. Now, listen. Had that been Tyson Fury, though, and that ref would have deemed it or ruled it a low blow, I think Usyk would have done the same thing. And you know what? Tyson Fury, see, but this is the difference. Tyson Fury would have jumped on Usyk. Tyson Fury would have verbally intimidated Usyk. You know what he'd have done if that been Tyson Fury? Tyson Fury would have caught him, and then hit him with that punch, and he went down, and it was low, and then, Usyk did all that shit, and they would have took 3 minutes and 45 seconds, and then he would have got back up. You know what Tyson Fury would have done? Tyson Fury would have called him all types of bitches and cunts and all types of stuff. You're a dulcer. You're a pussy. You're a pussy. Usyk got hit low out, boxed Triple D, then Triple D quit on his knees. End of drama queens. That's what happened. You know? Paris Fury would drop Usyk. You just moved more than Daniel did in the ring. You couldn't pass Ebonics. I still think Usyk beats Fury. He could. But see, Fury's going to wear that body out. Fury's going to wear his body. Fury's fucking good, man. I just don't like his decisions to do stupid shit. Unnecessary stuff. This motherfucker now is 35. He just turned 35 in August. Anthony Joshua versus Deontay. That's what we should be talking about. Tua versus Usyk. Who you got? I got Tua. Tua, you know what? Here's the problem with David Tua. Tua has all the power in the world. And I don't understand it. He has the power. He has the chin. But does he really have the will to win? Bars. And I don't think he does. Because had he had a will to win, he would have got Lennox Lewis out of there. He would have got Chris Bird out of there. He would have got Ike Barabucci. Well, he went to war with Ike Barabucci. But I think, honestly, to be fair with you guys, if we look at a person's career, you're never the same in a tough fight before than after. You're never the same after as before. And it's crazy because I think a lot of people question Ike Barabucci having mental damage or whatnot after the Tua fight. But then I think what happened to David Tua, which I think is the same thing that happened to Anthony Joshua after the Klitschko fight. Like Joshua, I don't think. See, these fighters, you have to understand, this shit takes a toll on them. Yeah, AJ proved it. Like, yeah, I'm a young lion, I'm up and coming, but I think it took a lot out of him, getting hit by Klitschko. Bro, Klitschko has like 65 knockouts. That could have been the 66th knockout. Damn, I wish Mike Tyson fight Usyk, how that would go. Probably not long. It depends on what Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson would have probably knocked out Usyk. You know what I mean? Thank you, Kurt. I washed you. The hell does that mean? Wilder KOs AJ all day. After the Klitschko fight, AJ said to Robert McCracken that he never wanted to be in such a war again. Yeah. He didn't want that shit again. Yeah, I mean, I think that took a lot of times. People think, oh, it was this fight? No. I think it was certain fights that you've had and you don't want to, it's like a very hard ass day at the office and something happened that normally never happens, that don't supposed to happen. And you don't want that to happen again. If that happens again, what does people say? Man, that shit happened again at work, I'm going to quit. St. Don Ferry, Corey Ryder. Greedy belly versus glass belly. Oh, man, Tyson Fury got a counterpunch now, don't he? You're a glass belly, you bum. I'm going to hit you to the belly and make you shed a brick. The division is stacked compared to Tyson's era. Home court advantage applies. In all sports, always harder to get a victory in someone's backyard. Vladimir is called Dr. Steelhammer for a reason. Yeah. I still think Klitschko should have fought Joshua again, activated that rematch. But that just shows you he didn't, because I think he was just like, nah, I hit this kid with everything I had and he still got me. And I think, you know what I mean? So, like, it was a dignified thing because, like, let's say he didn't have that performance in him the next time. It wouldn't have been a good fight And I think he made peace with like, look, I've done the best I can do, and he did. I mean, Joshua, bombarded him with a bunch of punches. You know what I mean? Klitschko doesn't like pressure like that. He doesn't like to get, caught with a lot of shots. And Joshua came thumping, bro. And then he got up and he showed Joshua, like, look, you may think you're tough and young and whatever, but I got that shit too, and I'm gonna show you right now. And he put it on Joshua. And you see, he hurt Joshua in the fifth before he dropped him in the sixth. That shit just didn't start in the sixth round. That shit started right after Klitschko got up. And he started thumping Joshua's ass, man. No homo. Did Dubois say, why didn't he get up after the second knockdown? I don't know. Suck Kurt, why isn't anyone talking about the wet ring? We could hear the feet squeaking. I think it definitely affected the fighters. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, it was shitty to have that particular day though, because I seen him rain. It was raining out there. I seen Usyk kind of move his, wipe his feet off. It surprised me that Usyk looked the same size as Dubois in the ring. I thought Dubois would be bigger, but I barely saw any difference. No, I mean Dubois, they were like 10 pounds difference. Um, Height's not a real big difference because Klitschko's not a short guy. He's just short compared to somebody that's really tall. But you're in there fighting. You're not looking at that, because people are crouched down, and you're not just standing up. You know what I mean, like a damn statue. Okay, Kurt Anthony, Joshua is better than Tyson Fury. Well, we have to see that. St. John devastated. Ha ha ha. Okay, Dubois is 6'4". Usyk is 6'3". Yeah, it's not a big difference. Usyk had to stand and fight more because of that rain. Well, good. Needs to rain more often. Fury was all over Wilder move than he does with his wife. Damn. Dubois came into the fight lighter than usual. He did. He did. How did Frank get on making some phone calls and paying off some mates to get a no contest? How did Frank get on making some phone calls and paying off some mates to get a no contest? Is that what happened? Is it a no contest now? I know Daniel Dubois would be happy about that. Does that mean he still keeps the WBA? I never heard that though. Kurt, is it too early for Boots versus Bud? No, I don't think so. Boots has what, 28 fights, 29 fights, professional fights? Come on. I think honestly, Boots should fight someone else. It's like Ugas. Everybody's talking about Ugas and Mario Barrios. I don't care about that shit. Mario Barrios says this is his second welterweight fight. Because you remember he fought Keith Thurman at first, unless he fought since then, right? Usyk easily. Frank the Warren G. Yo, Kurt just jumped on. What's up? Tony Lyons counterpunch to you. No, man, just trying to see why people think Usyk is a cheater based on something a ref did. I don't think that's fair. Too cowardly, stick to Netflix and gay. No, I don't know what that means. Dubois did what Chisora and AJ couldn't accomplish. Well, by dropping Usyk, I guess. People are in total denial. Better heavyweight southpaw, Usyk, Moore, or Bird. Chris Bird was a bad motherfucker. I would like to see Chris Bird and Usyk. That would have been a good fight, bro. So I think Chris Bird was better with hand speed than Usyk, but I think Usyk's feet are faster. Usyk is the best pound for pound on the planet. No one beat him. No. Terrence Crawford is the best pound for pound, bro. Not Usyk. Bird in his prime was the beast and he made Vitali quit. Yeah, he didn't want to deal with that. I know he injured himself, but no. If Usyk really did cheat, then that will eat away at him. Well, here's the thing online. If we keep hearing like Oleksandr Krusuk get all pissed off, we was that would raise suspicion to me, because a lot of things, if you know that's bullshit, shouldn't anger you to that point. Usyk ain't pound for pound. Bud is. Crawford is the GOAT. Crawford is the GOAT, people. Absolutely. And the GOAT, absolutely. And absolutely, the GOAT. Bro, you doing good, Kenya. Counterpunch to you. In GG, counterpunch to you, brother. Who has Ferry actually beat? Wilder. Exactly, Kurt. They be getting all defensive. Yeah, well, you don't want to get too defensive, because that's going to make people say, okay, well, dude, what's your problem? You got what you wanted. You got the decision. You got the win. So why are you, so still like you're defensive, like overly defensive? Charlie Z beat Wilder. That's bullshit. Wilder, I thought about that fight the other day, or that encounter. That wasn't a fight. That was an encounter. Wilder beat the shit out of him. Kurt, when will Anthony Joshua meet Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury face to face and sit with them down? I don't know, Andre. I want to see how that goes, though. I want to see the energy. I want to see the energy. I don't want to see no respect shit, because I think these guys supposed to be at each other. These guys supposed to be rivals. Wilder has called him. I want to see if you squat when you piss. Hey, Juice and Jay, you coward, you scared, you ain't got the heart of a champion, you don't have it no more, you ain't this, you ain't that. Joshua, calling Wilder, you get him in the ring, I'll slap him around. He starts with this, with first name with a B and a last name with an H. I'm like, come on, bro, just call the man a bitch. Come on, bro. Just call him a bitch. You know what I mean? He acted like a bitch, just call him one. So I want to see, look, if not from Joshua, I definitely want to see it from Wilder. But it may be some shit like that Manny Pacquiao, Floyd, Money Mayweather. They didn't really talk shit at each other. They just kind of kept it respectful, because the fight's finally happening and they're going to make a shitload of money doing it. And they did. Fury's a bum, always was and always will be. Dubois quit. He did worse. Yeah, he said he did better than AJ and Chisora. Well, AJ and Chisora didn't fucking quit. Mike Holo K. Just a small detail I noticed. I know Ukrainian. When Usyk got up, his corner told him to take his time, but he shouted multiple times, he will get rested. He will recover. Talked about Dubois. Huh. Okay, but he shouted multiple times, he will get tested. He will recover. Talked about Dubois. So he was talking to Dubois, right? Well, that's what I'm saying. I think, appreciate that super chat, that half a duh. Appreciate it. I think that the corner knew that Dubois had the same amount of time rested as Usyk. See, that's another factor. And I'm glad you re-brought that up. I mentioned it earlier in this this show, that Usyk being down, Daniel Dubois not fighting. He's waiting. He's kind of pacing and stuff like that. He's not fighting. He's breathing. So he has that same amount of time. People need to consider that too. Oh, you got 5 minutes. Well, that means get in there and get him. Get in there and get him. Psycho Crusher, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. CP to you too. Bars. Anthony Joshua versus John Jones. Boxing versus the cage. Shit ain't gonna happen. He shall forever be remembered as Daniel Dubois. Damn. Bronze Bomber to this day. I could see Deontay Wilder talking, yeah, something about the UK fighters I don't like. I think that the Gypsy King used gypsy magic. but I think all the other ones don't have heart. I think they scared. I can't think Dubois ain't got a chin. I don't think he willing to get it in. I think he a real bad decision maker. I think he ain't a taker. I'm a taker. I'm a maker. I'm going to show all of them that I'm going to knock Usyk ass out as soon as I become a two-time champion of the world. And I want all the belts. And I want all the smoke. When I knock out Joshua, I'm taking Usyk's ass out. Because Tyson Fury a joke. Boss. That's what he's going to do. Do you have Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury number? Give it to me. No, I don't. Keep these impressions coming. Nothing wrong with Daniel. He quit. He knows he's got no heart. Honestly, Usyk number one right now, and he was very aggressive against Daniel. Really enjoyed the fight. I don't think he's number one in the world. Not best pound for pound. He's not. No. Respect to Kurt DeVille and his platform. Red or dead. Counterpunch to you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Mark. Hi, Kurt and the rest. Just getting in. I'm so sick of Warren, Charles, and Dubois lobbying at the Talk Sports crew. What a silly bunch. Triple D got 1 round. Max a quitter. That's all. Yeah, he quit. He can no longer continue. People want to say it was exertion. Bro, don't you can miss me with that. Oh, Daniel Dubois quit because he was too tired. You can miss me with that. You can miss me with that shit. That means he quit. If he was tired, that means he quit. That means he's not conditioned to go 12 rounds. Okay? And he was out in 9. Okay? So all it took was 8 rounds for you to tire out. And you got 3 fucking minutes off. See, he got 3 minutes off as well. Remember, when Usyk was down on the ground, he was up in his corner. So damn, 3 minutes of standing is the equivalent of you fighting for 3 minutes and 45 fucking seconds? Come on, bro. Come on, man. Kurt, can you imagine if Terrence Crawford was a heavyweight? He would be a fucking beast. He would be like he would probably be built like Deontay Wilder. You know, tall, long, and he's 10 years younger. And he's 10 years younger, Mark? Yeah, exactly. And then he's 10 pounds lighter? That dude was at 244. Now he's 233 and he still can't handle it? I am Ukrainian, and one thing I want to say, I didn't like our president announcement before the fight. That is politics and should be kept out. Not cool, and many Ukrainians against that. Well, good. Because now you think about it, that really forces a lot of people to make a decision based on something that doesn't have anything to do with the sport. You know, you bring the sport in a war only when it's warranted, when it's dealing with celebration from a fighter that's of the people of the war. But to bring up the war in when you're dealing with the fight, it's almost like you're smashing them together, and that's not cool. Zelensky is an actor. Dubois could knock Usyk out while he had 3 minutes rest. He should have took it to him, bro. Jermell Charlo beat Gamboa with a solo, with a jab solo. Gamboa? You sure it was Gamboa? I think it was Rosado, right? I think it was Rosado or Rosario, I think his name was. Dominican fighter. I think Usyk versus Wilder and Fury versus AJ are more exciting matchups than Fury versus Usyk and Wilder versus AJ. AJ kills Wilder. Will AJ and Wilder ever happen? Let's hope. That's what they're saying. That's what Wilder's saying. He's talking good. Joshua's talking good. So as long as they're talking good, let's just expect good things. Okay. What's next for Usyk? Filip Hrgovic, IBF. They're not waiting around. Wilder been talking about fighting AJ since 2018. When will Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua press conference happen? I don't know. As soon as the fight gets made, as soon as they sign the contracts. Usyk will retire undefeated after knocking out Fury. Well, he should. because fighting Wilder at that point would just be dangerous. But then Wilder's older than Usyk. You gotta remember that though. So it ain't really a disadvantage on Wilder's part. You know what I mean? But it's not chronological boxing, is how much punishment you take in there. So you got a guy that's taken out two of the three-headed dragon. You know, you've taken out, you got to get past Hergovic first. So that means you've beat you beat Chaz Witherspoon, Derek Chisora in a tough fight, Anthony Joshua in two fights. Then you beat up Dubois, take him out. Then you beat up Hergovic. Then you take out Tyson Fury. And then it might be a rematch. And if you beat Tyson Fury again, bro, you're talking about a guy that's tired. And that's exactly what Oleksandr Usyk was saying after that fight. Dude, I'm tired. I'm tired, dude. I want to sit. I want to go home with my family. Y'all talking about this and that. Dude, I just had a tough fight. Fighting in the rain and dancing and shit. And getting hit to punches that I feel that was in my ball sack. You know? If Usyk beat Fury, retirement, yeah, he should. You know what I mean? Now, he would be a real boss to do some Terrence Crawford shit, but understand, there's not a lot of people like Terrence Crawford. Usyk fighting Wilder without any belts on the line is suicide. Wilder will detach his head and no point to fight him if we look fairly. Wilder is the worst I've ever seen. You know, he punches the worst I've ever seen too. Kurt, Jared Anderson should train with Brian Bomack and Terrence Crawford. I think he's good enough where he's at. I don't think it's talent for Jared Anderson. I think Jared Anderson is lacking something that has nothing to do with talent. I think it's personality and preference. I think his mind is elsewhere. I think he's getting tired of being focused all the time. I think he wants to live a little. I think he wants to spend some money that he doesn't have. I think he's around people that he likes and he sees what he likes, what they're doing, and he likes it and he wants to do more of that. He's probably already dipped into a lifestyle that he's starting to like. That's what's going on with Jared Anderson. You know what I mean? Him breaking down and stuff like that. No, I think honestly that Jared Anderson, wants to do other things because he's been doing other things. Wilder is the ultimate one-trick pony. Yeah, the ultimate. Scrawl. The ultimate. See, is the guy with a one-trick? No, fight the ultimate one-trick pony. A guy that's very good at that one trick. Can you stop him? That's the question. Wilder cocked the hammer. George Albert's special. Yeah. Wilder cannot box. Wilder is a nightmare, but I think he doesn't want to fight Andy. Wilder cannot do anything to someone with actual skills. Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. Well, I'll say this. We'll see if the fight gets made between Wilder and Joshua. And he knocks Joshua out, then what people are going to say. I think it's about grit. I think it's about determination. I think it's about the game plan to do what you need to do. And if throwing one punch, and if all you have to do is land one punch, if you're Deontay Wilder, I'm going to be confident through the roof. Because if that one punch changes the whole duration of the fight, okay, that's what we need to worry about. That's what AJ needs to worry about too. We can talk about Wilder not having skill or whatever. Just don't let him hit you. How about that? Frank's appeal will be successful because the ref failed to outline what is good and bad on the belt line. That is true, Luca Mora. People don't talk about that shit enough. He was an inexperienced referee, and he didn't do that. Wilder KOs AJ. He can KO anybody, bro. Hergovic didn't look so well last fight. He did get the KO, but it looked slow and dull. It did, Mark. It absolutely, positively did. Who can beat Fury? Usyk. Possibly AJ. Some other guy that fights him, that challenges him, that's prepared. See, we're looking at these fights all wrong, man. Wilder is a natural-born killer like Woody Harrelson in the film Oliver Stone. Yeah, you showing your age. Natural-born killers. Wilder's skill have improved with Malik Scott. Yeah, I got some stuff to come out with Wilder. Dude, Wilder's lost the weight. That's most important. He has his speed back. He has his stamina back. See, Wilder fought through that third fight with 20 extra pounds on him. See, the rematch with Tyson Fury he had 10 extra pounds and he didn't look right. This time, this dumbass put 10 more pounds. So he was normally 220. Okay. He came into the rematch 230. Okay. Then he came into the trilogy at like 238. So he was like 18 pounds over. Dude, his frame is naturally built to be slim, not thick, not this or that, the other. You seen his legs? Shit, his legs are like that. Fuck, what are you doing? He didn't supposed to have that weight, but he doesn't have that weight no more. Hrgovic isn't impressive. He doesn't seem to have the next level, the next gear. No, he don't. Who beats Fury? You? In their trilogy fight, Deontay brought in the Fury, but Tyson was Wilder. Wilder looks like an unstable old man, falls over when he punches, and he looks like he's about to fall. Man, have you seen Wilder in a year? Wilder knocked out Alenius. That's what he did. He knocked him out in the first round. We don't know what Wilder does these days. Jared Anderson versus Derek Chisora. I wouldn't want to see that shit. I don't want to see Derek Chisora. If I'm Derek Chisora, I would be smart enough not to take a fight like that, because all he's going to do is take. Now he don't love the sport. I don't think so. Shola and Bofine. I don't think he loves the sport. I think he's tired of it. He's good at it, but I think he's tired of it. Who would win, Anthony Joshua or Batman? I'd go with Batman. I don't want to see Dale anymore. I don't want to see him fight no more. I'm tired of looking at him fucking struggling around the ring like a fucking drunken old bum. How would you see Wilder versus Ruiz? Knockout. Whatever happened to Deontay Wilder's album? Good question. Shit, I don't know. What's next for Spence after Crawford? I don't know. Shit, another loss? Retirement? They want to ruin Usyk's name now because Fury's name is in the gutter. I wonder how AJ feels about Chisora's comments. That's a good question. Kurt, you missed Frank saying Dan Raphael don't know what a waistline is. One thing I know, I don't hope Wilder throws those hooks. I've seen him on some videos because it might ruin his hand. Yeah, he doesn't throw them for shit. He doesn't know how to turn them over. And that just goes to show you, like, look, punch development would be my main thing with Wilder. If I was training Wilder, it would be punch development. That shit he's doing, he's punching like this. He's winging these shots. You know, that's not good. You can't develop power like that. But all that is really, this is what they're doing with Wilder. They're just trying to throw other punches with Wilder just to disguise the right hand. The right hand is what you always and forever will have to worry about with Deontay Wilder. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay? That's it. They're just disguising that shit, you know. You know what I mean? To the body. That man smokes everyone. AJ Merckx. Shiante. You guys are a trip. Can learn punch development from a gold medal diver. Oh, man. Can't learn. Wilder has toothpick legs. Who can beat Crawford? I don't know. I think Crawford can beat Canelo at this point because, see, people are looking at Canelo like he's the Canelo from like 2020 or 21. Be honest, Kurt. What the hell? What are you talking about? It's so shady. I want AJ to beat Fury, so the WBC call a mandatory for Usyk. Nobody wants to see Wilder or Fury 4. I don't want to see that shit at all. Because Usyk, like this time, Tyson Fury. See, everybody's looking. See, this is what. Don't fuck that fight. Top Rank should just join forces, team up, and merge partnership. They should. All of them should. Kurt seen on Talk Sport today, Daniel said he made the count, but the ref didn't give it to him. Yeah, I'm gonna go through that. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out here in just a minute. But Kurt, imagine Triple D did win versus Usyk. I can see Warren announcing the Fury versus Triple D fight in the same evening. Now he has to take a difficult route. Yep. Wilder lost to a jacket. Too much money to be made. Wilder's handlers pays everyone to lose. Fury will never retire because he's addicted, so he will get caught eventually. Isn't the goal of boxing to become undisputed or just make money? Make money. Ain't to become undisputed, is to make money. For some people, it's undisputed that cares about the legacy that already has money. But if your whole overall idea is to make money, it ain't. They're not. They're gonna avoid the undisputed route. Okay. Top Rank should change their name to Top Wank. Wilder's legs lost to a freaking jacket. LOL. Guys. Man, but I'm gonna jump off of here. I thank each and every one of you guys that came in. Yeah, look at Tank money. Yeah, really. Because Tank makes a shitload of money. He's not undisputed. Ain't thinking about being undisputed. I just want to make the money. Shit, I ain't worried about, I ain't worried about shit. Belts don't mean shit to me. Belts don't mean shit. But guys, love you guys. Be blessed. Mark, welcome to Counterpunch Silver. Mark in the building. Welcome. Go on over to the special tab I have for members only. Check out all that good stuff over there. Enjoy. You guys be blessed. Be safe. And everyone has been counterpunched.